Okay, I'd like to give a story that just happened to me about 3 days ago. And this is when I achieved my very first kill screen. And it happened to be right in front of Billy Mitchell. It happened to be at the Kong Off, which happens to be an annual event, which is the biggest event, the biggest stage for Donkey Kong players. And all the best players in the world come to the Kong Off. I myself am not one of the best players in the world. In fact, at this event, there are the 12 best players who get what are called a dedicated machine automatically. And then there are the other players like myself who are what would be called wild card machines. And this is anyone from the public. Anyone from the public can go up and get a wild card machine. The only requirement is you pay $20 and you get the wild card machine for the day. So I pay my 20 bucks and I get to the machine and Billy Mitchell is there. It was a little awkward, I'll admit. I just made about 3 or 4 videos of Billy Mitchell and how his 1 million point scores are probably not, no, his 1 million scores are MAME. And here, Billy Mitchell, he's really nice to me. So I thought that was at least cool. He wasn't like, hey, what are you doing here? Get out of here, right? But still it was an awkward situation because he obviously may have heard about the videos I've made. And so, anyway, as a pretext, as also before I even entered the competition, I had played Donkey Kong for over 3,000 times. 3,000 times, played it for over 600 hours. And I had never hit a kill screen. I had gotten to the level 21, which was the level before the kill screen. And I had died twice. Once on level 21, board 2, which is the Pie Factory, and once on board 4, which is the elevator stage. But I had never ever reached the final level 22. There are 116 playable boards in Donkey Kong. The 117th is not. It kills you off. And because of that, it's what's called the end point of the game, the kill screen. So, because the game literally kills you off at that screen, so we call it the kill screen. And so the kill screen became like a huge deal because of the movie The King of Kong and how much Billy Mitchell was talking about how the people at Fun Spot no one had ever achieved a kill screen at Fun Spot. And they had Brian Coe there, who was challenging Steve Wiebe at the time, who failed epically. And I remember there was a score that he had. It was like 237,000. And I decided my goal for the Kong Off was I just want to beat Brian Coe's score. That one score that he described was 237,000 or 200 something thousand. I wanted 250,000. And if I could get 250,000, I'd be like, you know what? That's decent. I can walk away. I didn't completely play the game in shame. I achieved what I wanted to do, just get a higher score than Brian Coe. So, and also I hadn't played on the arcade in over like 3 or 4 years, at least a serious game in over 3 or 4 years. And I played on computer. I practiced on computer for I even wrote down the number of attempts. And my goodness, right before, because I found out, okay, backtrack, sorry about that. I live about 90 minutes away from the Kong Off. This is the very first time it was at Banning, California. All the other Kong Offs have been at Denver or at New Jersey or in, I think, Pennsylvania. But they've never ever been on the West Coast. And this was like 90 minutes away. So I felt like this was in my backyard. I had to kind of sort of represent SoCal, Southern California, and just say, hey, I come from here, I want to do good. Just because this is in my backyard, so I practiced. When I got my very first near kill screen was over 5 years ago, and it was on computer. And it was level 21-4, and I had taken like one man, and I think gone like 99 boards. And then finally hit me on level 21, hey, I'm almost about to get the kill screen, and I die. It was the elevator stage. And I just completely flubbed it, and the bouncing spring hit me before I could go up. And I was like, I was able to get 851,500 at the time. And I was like, you know what? That's a kill screen score. I didn't get a kill screen, but I got a kill screen score. So for a long time, that was good enough for me. But when I found out that the Kong off was going to be in my backyard an hour and a half away, that's when things changed. I was like, I want to get a kill screen, or at least just do good at the Kong off. Or before the Kong off, get a kill screen. That was the thing I never did. I had played the game like 377 times before the Kong off. And the other, yeah, so, and each time I didn't do well. I did get to one time where I got to level 21-2, and I got 868,000 as a score. But like I said, I played it 377 times. Only once got to level 21. I think one other time I got to level, a couple times I got to level 18. So here I'm at the Kong off, right? And I'm going to play an arcade machine. And I've been playing on computer, and most of my experience was on computer. I hadn't played an arcade machine in about 4 years. And so I was like, you know what? That's not going to happen. I don't think I'm going to get a kill screen or even anything close to it, because I haven't practiced on an arcade machine in so long. And there is a difference in handling. Like, for instance, on the keyboard, you move the man with your right hand, and the jump button is with your left hand. With the arcade machine, you move the man with your left hand, and the jump button is up with your right hand. You're basically switch positions with your hands playing on arcade. So I go there. There's Billy Mitchell. It's awkward, but you know, that's okay. He's very nice. I play my first game. I die right away on the first freaking board, and there's 116 boards on this game. And so that was rather embarrassing. I played again, died again, and it was the first board again. I played it a third time, and guess what? Died on the first board. So at this moment I was like, okay, I'm way more rusty than I thought I was. Way more rusty than I thought I was. I said, I may not even get 250K the way things are going. And so the next game, I think I got to the very first elevator stage, which was level 2, which was I think the fourth board, and I died. And so here I am with my fifth game, and I'm like, I don't think this is going to be so good. But the next game was somewhat better. I think I got to level 3, and I died on level 3. I was like, you know what? If I was at home, I would reset the game. But because I am playing on an arcade machine, I'm like, freaks, forget it. Level 3, I had a death. This will be good enough. And I press on. I passed level 3 without dying again. And then I get to level 4 without dying again. And so here I am on level 5, and this is where the first 4 levels have what are called super wild barrels that just go all over the place, and they bounce all around, and you can easily die. So if you can get past the first 4 levels, the game does get a little bit easier, but even then the barrels are still, although they aren't wild, they still get in your way and complicate things. And the rivet stage and the pie factory stage are much harder than the earlier stage rivets. And so here I am on level 5, and I passed level 5 without dying, I passed level 6 without dying, and then I think level 7, I don't die. And soon I get like a score of like 350,000, or maybe it was 400,000, and the person right next to me was like, oh wow, you actually have a good start, yeah. And I was like, I agreed with him, yeah, I'm like at 400,000 now, and that's like a decent start. I'm like, I can walk away happy. I got to my goal, and plus 150,000. I'm like, this is great. I still have 3 men, but I'm like, if I die on the next level, it doesn't matter. I've done what I accomplished. I just want to get as high of a score as possible. So because I set the bar so freaking low in this game, I wasn't so tense and nervous, because I was like, I already did what I wanted to do. So I got to levels like 9, level 10, still haven't died. I get to the halfway point, and the halfway point is level 12-3. Once you get to level 12-3, you've gotten to board 59, which is past the halfway point of the 116 board game. And I still have 3 men. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I do get a little bit nervous, I have to admit. At this moment, it's like, what might happen? And then I think on level 13 or 14, I die again. There's this barrel combination. There's these 2 barrels, and I jump them, but I over-jump the 2 barrels. And there's this barrel that's coming down right after them. And I can't jump out of the way of the barrel that's coming after the 2 barrels, and I die. And I was like, oh, that's a bad mistake. But I was like, okay. So I have 2 men. I'm a little bit nervous at first, but somehow I'm able to get through level 14 without dying, and I get through level 15. Also, I forgot to tell you about this game. This game was the game that, for the longest time, I had the games where I was being blocked off. Everything was just going wrong. But this time, luck was going my way. Things were going my way. Like the pie factory, usually you have to wait around before you get to the top. I was getting what are called free passes, where you can just get to the top without interference from the fireballs. And it seemed like 3 out of 4 of my boards were going that way. Everything was going well. And I was like, finally a game where where the odds are in my favor, and Donkey Kong is nice to me for once. And so, after the 14th and 15th level, I get to level 16. I had to calm down now. But then I hear Billy Mitchell's voice in the background. And he might have, I'm thinking in his mind, although he's cheering me on, wants a, as Killscreen, there's got to be back in his mind, was like, you know what? This is the dude that just gave like 3 videos where he just said my game was MAME. And so there's had to be that in the back of his mind, because I remember him saying, all you need is 3 more levels per man, and you get a kill screen. And something in the back of my mind was like, why would you tell me this? Why would you tell me this? It's like telling a baseball pitcher that's after the 6th innings, you've got 9 more outs, and if you can get 9 more outs, you can get a no-hitter. Just 3 more innings. No, you never tell anyone that's on a roll that, hey, if you continue on your roll, because it's going to screw their game up mentally. And I just basically remember telling Billy Mitchell, you know what? I'm not getting a kill screen. Even at level 16, even though I had 2 men, I still in my back of my mind was like, you know what? Forget you. I'm not getting a skill screen. And my whole thing was, this is about 1 board at a time. This is about getting as high of a score as possible. And I'm on level 16. I still got freaking 6 more boards levels to pass. And my whole mindset was just get as high of a score as possible. Don't even think about the kill screen. And the way not to think of the kill screen is just to tell Billy Mitchell, you know what? I'm not getting a kill screen. I'm not getting a kill screen. I don't care what you say. I'm not getting a kill screen. Anyway, I passed sports level 16 without a kill screen. Well, sorry, 16 and without dying. I go to level 17. I still have 2 men. I passed that. Level 18. And I think around level 18, Billy, he starts talking about, be cautious. Don't jump it. Don't jump the gun. I was like at the elevator stage, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take your advice this time. I'm going to actually listen to you and be a little bit more cautious. And I was able to get up the elevators without dying. And so after level 18, I passed that without dying. And now 19 and 20, I passed that. I'm on the final level, level 21. And I was like, okay. I remember shaking my head and saying, am I really at level 21? I was like, what? How did I get here? I was expecting a 250K game. I was expecting not much. I'd be happy with a 250, 300K game, and I'd be like, yeah. But I was like, no, I'm level 21 now, and I'm about to get a kill screen. I have 2 men. But I was like, you know what? Whatever, forget that. I'm going to go for the highest score possible and not just think about the score and not think about the kill screen. So I passed the first board, and I remember passing the pie factory and thinking, you know what? That's the last time I'm ever going to have to deal with the pie factory for the whole entire game, because there's only one pie factory per level, and that was the last level. And then the third board I passed, and I remember getting to the last elevator stage and thinking, this is where I died last time. This is the farthest I've ever been, was level 21-4. And I decided to be like super extra cautious. Was I extra cautious? Anyway, I pass it. And I realize I'm on level 21-5. Level 21-5 is an interesting board because I have 2 men. I had a choice. Either A, sacrifice one of my men. And what I mean by that is, by sacrificing, you play out the whole entire... You play until the time runs out, and you get as many points as possible, and you sacrifice it so you can get like 9,000 extra points, or maybe even 10,000 extra points. Because the kill screen only gives you at most 900 points. And so I realized, you know, I could sack a man right here. And I even asked the crowd, because I knew there was a crowd. And I said, I sack a man? And I remember a couple people were like, no, go all the way. And I was like, you know what? I'm going all the way. I'm going to go and not sack a man. I'm going to just... I passed 21-5, and I still have 2 men. And that's when it hit me. For the very first time, I was like, I have 2 men. And I'm on the very last board before the kill screen. And I think I'm going to do it. I've got a 95% shot of passing this because I have 2 men to do it with. And that's when I realized, I'm like, I'm going to get a kill screen. I'm going to get a freaking kill screen. I'm going to do it in front of freaking all these people behind me, and in front of Billy Mitchell, in front of the biggest stage of the world, and I'm going to do it. And so I finally pass the final board, and I still have 2 men, and there's this huge applause once I did it, and I got to the very, very end of the screen, and I got my very first kill screen. I'm overwhelmed with emotion because I had just hit the kill screen for the very first time in my life, and I did it on the biggest stage of the world. And I decided, you know what, screw it all. I'm going to do a symbolic thing. I'm just going to climb this machine. I guess I got overtaken with emotion. I climbed the actual cabinet machine. I freaked out the promoter. And I got to the top. He's like, whoa, be careful. And I'm up there. And I'm like, yeah. And there's like 20 people behind me. And I'm just like, it was a huge, huge moment because I had never expected this in a million years, that this would happen, that I would get a kill screen in front of everything and just do it with the biggest stakes in the world. And I did it. I was able to do it. And later on, I found out that I think the final 3 or 4 boards were actually streamed live. What I didn't realize was, see, I was a wildcard machine. And the wildcard machines don't have the streaming camera to stream because they think nothing's that big is going to happen with the wildcards. But for me, it did happen. And I was about to get the kill screen. They're like, oh, what are we going to do? And they got the camera behind me, and they start streaming with the camera behind me because they had no camera on the machine. So for the last 3 boards or so, there is actual evidence of me getting the kill screen. I'll provide the link to that. And so that was a huge, huge, huge deal for me. And the time where I actually did get a kill screen right in front of Billy Mitchell, right after I had done those 3 videos. And so it was an extremely awkward situation at first, but to be honest, you know, once I was in the game, that didn't matter. All that mattered was getting the highest score of possible, and I went beyond expectation, and it is one of the greatest moments my life, and it's something I will cherish for a very, very long time as far as gaming moments of my life. And so, all right, that's my story. Thanks for watching, and that's it. Bye.